Jase, that was the Dire Straits classic Sultans of Swing. So we'll go through the chords first. We start on the intro with just a D minor chord. So I'm just strumming it. Down, 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 down. Okay, so the intro is just on D minor. And then when we get into the verse itself, we got a D minor. You get a shiver in the dark. C, B flat, A, A7. So you get a... Then again, D minor, C, B flat, A, A7. Then we go to an F, into C. I'm just adding a C sus4 there, so F on the 6th fret of the B string. Then B flat, back to D minor. Then a B flat to C. Okay, so I'll just play through that section again. Again, a shiver. C, B flat, A, A7. Back to D minor. C, B flat, A, A7. F, C, sus4, B flat, D minor, B flat to C, and then it repeats. Okay, so we'll go through that whole sequence again. F, C to sus4, B flat, D minor for bar and a half, and then this time we go, we're the Sultans. So we play that B flat to C twice. We're the Sultans. We're the Sultans of Swing. And then we've got this. So I'm playing the D minor, C, B flat, F to C, F, C. So again, D minor, C, B flat, F, C, stay on the C. And then that sequence repeats. So we're back into the same chords. Now at the end there's an outro sequence where the guitar solo plays out over 3 chords. D minor, B flat, C. Okay, so we're basically based around 5 chords, D minor, C, B flat, F and A, with also a little variation of an A7 and a C sus4. So chord wise, it's nice and straightforward. So next we'll take a look at all those fantastic licks and solos. The licks and solos are mostly played around the key of D minor, and the first one we've got is, so I'm playing 5 and 5, and I'm playing this fingerstyle, but you could play a lot of these licks with a pick. 5 and 5 on the D and G strings. Okay, so we've got G and C, sliding to A and D, sliding up to 7. And then we've got the next lick. I start by sliding from 5, G, on the D string, to A, to 7. And then playing D on 7 on the G string. Then playing A, F, D. So 7, 6, 7. 7 on D, 6 on B, 7 on G. And then I'm just kind of rolling my fingers across. If you've got a pick, you could do it as a sweep. So I'm just rolling my first thumb, first finger, second finger across 7, 6, 5, just a D minor arpeggio. Then playing 8, 5, 6, C, A, F. Then E, F, E, D. 5, 6, 5 on B, 7 on G. And then just pulling off to C and sliding up to back up to D. 7, 5, 7. The first two licks on the verses are played over the A chord. The first one is quite simply a bend from B to C sharp. So just bending 4 to 6 on the G string. And the next one, when we hit the A chord, I'm just sliding up to C sharp on 11 on the D string, from about E on 2 on the D string, and then playing an A on 10 on the B string, and playing the C sharp again, an A again, this time adding a B flat on 11 on the B string, back to the A. Okay, so that's the first two licks of the first verse. Next, over the C and C sus4 chord, we've got a lick that plays a few times throughout the song. It's simply... I'm just playing 5 and 5. C and E on the G and B strings. Then adding the sus4 back to F to E, while still playing the C on 5. Then just going to 3 and 3 when we hit the B flat chord. B flat and D. And then also following that, a variation of this riff is played quite a lot. I'm just sliding from G to A, 5 to 7 on the D string, 7 on the G string, D, back to A, 6 on the B string, back to 7 on the G string, D. So, okay, and then following that, just a simple slide from 3, 3 and 3, B flat to C. Now following the is again a lick that plays a few times during the song. I'm sliding to E, G, A, and then playing C. So 7 on the A string, 5, 7, 5 on the G string. So 7, 5, 7 on D, 5 on G. On the next verse section, the first two licks are again played over the A chord. The first one, I'm again sliding to C sharp and A, 11 and 10 on the D and B strings. adding B flat on 11 on the B string, back to 10, and playing 9 and 8, B natural and G, and as we hit the D minor chord, landing on A and F, the 5th and 3rd of D minor, so 7 and 6. The second time we hit the A, we've got a nice little lick going, starting on the sus4, D, going to C sharp, so that's 10, 9, 10 on the B string, and then I'm sliding that down, E, D, C sharp, so 9, 7, 6 on the G string, and then playing 7 and sliding down to 5. Then once again we've got the lick we played earlier, and then we've got this lick, this nice lick. I'm sliding up to F and D on 10 and 10 on the G and E strings, and playing E and C on 9 and 8, and then finishing on F and A on 6 and 5 on the B and E strings. Okay. And back to our B flat to C. Next we've got this section that comes in after each chorus. So I'm starting on D minor, 7, 7 and 6 on the D, G and B strings, to C, 5, 5, 5, B flat, 3, 3, 3. Then going from an F to a C, so I'm playing 7, 5, 6, pulling off to 5, 5, 5. So and I slide up to C on 10 and play 10 and 10. So we've got an F chord on the D, G and B strings, and then go to C, 10, 9, 8. So then again, and the second time, the lick we played earlier, slide to E, G, A, C, 7 on A, 5, 7, 5. On the next verse, over the A chord, we've got Guitar George, who knows all the chords. So we'll be playing A7, E, G, C sharp, 9, 8, 9. Just move that down a fret, 8, 7, 8, E flat, F sharp, C, back up. Then just sliding up to a D minor, 10, 10, 10. And then over Cry or Sing, we've got so I'm playing D bending to E, so 7 bending to 9 on the G string, and A, A. And then I bend a G to A, 8 to 10, then play a C sharp on 9 on the E string, then release that bend, back to G and play a B on 7 on the E string. Then bend up and down on the G to A and hold it on the A. And then to come out of it, to go into the F chord, I'm just releasing that after playing a C on 8. So 8, release the A to G, land on an F. So next we've got a nice simple double stop lick. Just going E and G, 9, 8, 9, to D and F, 7 and 6 on the G and B strings. And then we've got this lick again. So 10, 10, F, D, E, C, 6, 5 on the B and E strings. Okay. Then leading us into another verse, we've got B flat to C again. And then I'm going E from a D, sliding to 7 on the A string. Then G to A, 5 to 7. Then 5, 7, 5, 7 on the G and D strings. C, A, C, A. Then C, D, hammer 5 to 7 on the G string. So the next time we go to an A chord, we play a simple country-ish bend, a D to an E, 7 to 9 on the G string, whilst holding G on 8 on the B string. And then we got the next time we get to the A, I'm playing C sharp on 9, A on 10 on the B string, so E string to B string, 9, 10, 9 on the G string, so we've got an A arpeggio. Then 7, 6, D, C sharp, A, and 7 on the D string, and sliding back to A on 10. We've then got another the lick that plays quite a lot, and then nice little chromatic lick. I'm sliding G to A, 5 to 7 on the D string, D, A, 7, 7, G and D string, and then going chromatically down F, E, E flat, D, 10, 9, 8, 7. And back into our little B flat to C sequence. After another chorus section, we go back into a verse, and again over an A chord, we've got a riff. So I'm bending B up to C sharp on 12 to 14 on the B string, then E on 12 on the E string, release that B, A on 10, and then slide up to 14 on the G string at A, and F on 13 on the E string as we hit that D minor chord. And then that next lick, starting with an A arpeggio, E, C sharp, A, E, 12, 9 on the E string, 10 on the B, 9 on the G, then 7, D, C sharp, 6 on the G string, A on 10 on the B string, oops, and then as we go into the F, just a little double stop bend, bending that G to A, 8 to 10, whilst playing a C on 8 on the top string. We've also got another of these licks that we played earlier, E to G, 9 to 8 on the G and B strings, then 7 and 6 And again, another of these licks around the 5th and 7th position. G, A, D, A, F, D. So the D string, 5, 7, 7 on G, 6 on D, 7 on D, 6 on B, 7 on G. So 5, 7, 7, 7, 6, 7. Then we've got another chorus section, and then we're into the fantastic guitar solo. The guitar solo starts with this lick. So I'm bending G to A, 8 to 10 on the B string. Then a little trill, F, G, F, 6, 8, 6. Then E, F, E, 5, 6, 5. And then this lovely lick that goes up an A arpeggio and down a D minor arpeggio. So I'm going, I play one note per string. I start on the bottom E string on 12. So E on 12, A on 12, C sharp on 11, E on 9, A on 10, C sharp on 9, and then I bend an E and release the E. So 12 bend into 13, just a semitone bend, and then I come down a D minor chord, 10, 10, 10, 12 on the top 4 strings. The next lick I'm playing A to C, 14 on the G string to 13 on the B string. Then a trill, B flat, C, B flat. So that's 11, 13, 11. And I go from G sharp to A, 9 to 10. Then 11, 9, 10. B flat, G sharp, A. Nice little bit of chromaticism there. And then over the F chord, a classic country style lick. So I'm just bending a G up to A, so 12 bending to 14. And then I kind of repick that bend and then play. So I'm playing bend, play C on 13 and repick the bend. So, and then I play F, C, 13, 13 and then release that bend. And F twice on 10. Yeah, and then we've got this. I'm playing F, C, F, E, sorry, and C. So 13, 12, 13 on the E and B strings. G on 12 on the G string. A on 14. Back to G on 12. And then C on 13. And then we got bend from C to D, 13 to 15. Okay, so 13 to 15 release. Back 11, B flat. And then bend back to D. And then we've got a kind of D minor pentatonic lick. So I'm playing A, F, D, A, A, F, D, A, D. So 10 on the B string, then 13, to 10 on the E string, then back to 10 on B, and back to 10 on E. Then bend 13 on B, and then play, so that's bending from C to D, and then play D on 10 on the E string. So, and then I'm bending a G to A and releasing. So 12 on the G string and release, and then F on 10. Okay, and then going down the neck and playing a little arpeggio, 3, 3, 3, 6, 3. So that's a B flat arpeggio. So 3 on the D string, 3 on the G string, 3 on the B string, 6 on the B string, and then pull off back to 3. So F, B flat, D, F, D. And then a little kind of sweep with our fingers across 5, 5, 5. F on 6, G on 8. Oops. Back to F, back to E, and then slide back up to G, 6 to 8. So 5, 5, 5, 6, 8, 6, 5, slide back to 8. And then the same B flat arpeggio again. 3, 3, 3, 6, 3. And the final lick, I'm playing G, C, D, C, 5, 5, 7, 5 on the D and G strings. Then bending that D on 7 up to an E on 9. Playing a G on 8 on the B string. Releasing. Back to D on 7. C on 5. D on 7. Great solo! So back into the verse and then the outro section. We're almost there. Over the final verse, we've got a couple of new licks. So I'm starting again over the A chord, sliding to C sharp and A on 11 on the D string and 10 on the B string. And then played a B and D on 12 and 12 on the same two strings. And sliding to 14 and 14. E and C sharp, then sliding up to 17 and 17, G and E, and then sliding down to F and D on 15 and 15 as we hit that D minor chord. Okay, and then when the time bell rings in the lyrics, we've got a nice little, just a little strum of an A7 chord. So I'm playing 7, 9, 8, 9. Kind of like a bell ringing. Okay, so just that A7 chord. And then we got some licks we played earlier. That little slide from 9 and 8 to 7 and 6. And our old taking us into a chorus. So the outro solo starts in a quite similar way to the first solo, with a bend from G to A. But then we release to back to G, so bending 8 to 10 on the B string, releasing to G, F, G, F, D. Then 6, 8, 6, 7 on the G string. Then another bend from G to A and back to G. So 8, bend to 10, 8. A nice little run down the A minor pentatonic scale. So E, G, E, 5, 8, 5 on the B string. D, E, D, 7, 9, 7 on the G string. C, D, C, 5, 7, 5 on the G string. G, A, G, 5, 7, 5 on the D string. And then D, E, D, 5, 7, 5 on the A string. Okay, and then we've got A, G, F, G, F, D. So that's 10 to 8, then 10 on the G string, back to 8 on the B string, back to 10 on the G string, then D on the G string on 7. And then I'm sliding from 7 to 9 on the G string. That's D to E. And then just do this little hammer pull off. Just picking with my 2 fingers 8 and 8, G and C. Hammering to A on 10 on the B string. And then playing the E on 9 on the G string. So okay, and then we got nice little lick. I'm bending G to A, then playing A and D, 10, 10. Then pulling 13 to 10, C to A, and then a G on 12 on the G string. Then G, F, D, 12, 10, 12 on the G and D strings. Then hammering from C, 10 to 12 on the D string. Then F, A, so 10, 10. Then land on a G on 12 on the G string. And then I've got I'm playing here an A, a B flat, but what I'm doing is just muting the D and G strings and rolling across them with my thumb and first finger. So I'm kind of like a little banjo roll. And then do the same as I move it up to B flat. So I'm not really hitting any pitch on those notes. They're just making a kind of little percussive, nice little roll into those notes. And then I'm playing B flat to C. 11 to 13 on the B string. E on 12. Releasing to B flat. And a D on 10. And now we're on the 10th position. We're in the good place to play. So I'm playing a D minor arpeggio. So I'm playing 10, 10, 13, 10. And then I just add my second finger, so we've got B flat, D, F, D. A D, a B flat arpeggio. And then as we move to a C chord, we just move that up 2 frets to get a C arpeggio. So I'm now playing 13, 12, 15, 12. And just if you listen to the record, stops on the the G to give you a little time to get back to the D for the second repeat. So after the arpeggio section, we're almost there. We've got a little fade out, and we've got so I'm playing D up to A, 15 to 17 on the E string, release to G, F, G, F, D. So start on G, and 13, 15, 13, 15. And again, bend G to A and release. Back to 15. And then again, going down an A minor pentatonic scale, E, G, E, G, E, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12. Then C, D, C, 13, 15, 13. A, C, A, 10, 13, 10. Then on the G string, G, A, G, 12, 14, 12. E, G, E, 9, 12, 9. And then going down to the D string, C, D, C, 10, 12, 12. 10, 12, 10. And that's pretty much where it fades out. All right. Yeah, very long lesson there, but so many great licks, and one to really get your teeth into and have some fun with. So thanks for watching, and time for a cup of tea. Cheers, buddies.